And in the middle of that was this guy who was so quick on his feet, so funny, and so big-hearted. And then you would go to Erin, who just kept it 100% real, and also equally quick on her feet, and just as big of a heart.
And I have to get your take. I mean, obviously we loved you on Dancing with the Stars. It was such an amazing time. But I mean, what was your reaction when you heard about Tom and Erin?
I mean, I'll be honest. I loved Tom and Erin.
Yeah.
That is such a crazy experience, that show. I mean, it's 100% live. It's just a dance floor and a couple of judges and a dance that you learned 6 days prior.
Yeah. Insane.
One shot, no do-overs, no nothings. And in the middle of that was this guy who was so quick on his feet, so funny, and so big-hearted. And then you would go to Erin, who just kept it 100% real, and also equally quick on her feet, and just as big of a heart. So I count myself lucky that I got to do the show when they were there, because I really, really appreciated just how they approached it and what they were for us in the eye of that storm. Mm-hmm. So yeah, when I heard they weren't doing it, when I first heard that, I thought, man. I mean, there was one of my favorite moments ever with my mom. Actually, was courtesy of Tom.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Favorite moment. Yeah. After the Contemporary, he looked over, saw her, and put a hand on my back, and just kind of nudged me to go over, knowing that we had the time, knowing that, and so I did, and I gave her a hug right afterwards. And it was one of my top memories, of my mom. So
yeah.
I always thank you.
About that.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm, always grateful to Tom for creating that moment. That said, I mean, Tyra brings a whole different skill set and energy and vibe to the proceedings. So it'll be wild. I mean, they won't have an audience this year.
Yeah.
So it'll just be a very, very, it'd definitely be worth tuning in to see, how the show, I mean, I'll watch because I got to check out Emma and see how she's doing, and Sasha, and all my friends on that show.
Yeah. It seems like it's such a family environment that I'm sure you guys are still close with a lot of people that you competed with, Emma, Sasha. I'm sure it's like, it's everybody that I talked to from the show. It seems like it's one big family.
It really is. I mean, that was my favorite, aside from getting to express and having that live audience, which I just had missed and really loved.
Yeah.
My favorite part about it were the relationships.
Mm-hmm.
That you got to make with these people when you're all doing this insane thing. and the pep talks that I would give people when I'd see people were nervous or freaking out, and celebrating with them afterwards after they'd gone out and crushed it. And it was a really great support group, at least our group.
Yeah, no, definitely. It seems like they lift everybody up when, times are tough, and and also lift everybody up when things are going good too. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully they can have some sort of interaction.
Yeah, totally. Do you still dance? Do you still bring those moves home? Do you still dance around the house at all?
Yeah, I love it. I discovered that I really, really love it. And so I can sing as well, and I really miss being on stage. So I'm looking for something to do where I get to sing and dance on stage.
Broadway?
Yeah, get back to the theater again. I was supposed to do a musical at the Kennedy Center before COVID hit.
Really?
So yeah, I would love to do that.
Definitely.
Once we're allowed to have audiences again.
I mean, in the world of reboots and things like that, do you ever think that Don't Trust the Bee would ever come back?
I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Kristen would too. Yeah, we talk about it all the time. I think it could work. I just think that her attitude and the brilliance of Minashka Khan and that whole cast, I think would be great. Yeah. I think we'd all do it in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm. Was that one of your favorite casts to work with of all? Like, do you have?
Yeah, that was just one of my favorite shows to work on. Period. Minashka Khan, the creator and head writer of that show, just created this Camelot writers' room.
Yeah.
All those writers have gone on to create their own shows. They were all so cool, and it was just a fun set, man. I mean, when you have me playing a ridiculous version of myself,
right.
Like nobody can take themselves that seriously. And we just laughed. Laughed all the time on that show.
I mean, is it so funny that like it was a fictional version of yourself who competed on Dancing with the Stars, who ended up competing on Dancing with the Stars?
Well, so here's the secret. Here's the real backstory is I've always secretly wanted to go on Dancing with the Stars. Mm-hmm. I was just afraid that I couldn't because, you know, my ego was like, I don't know if actors go on the Dancing with the Stars, are they saying their career's over? Blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And so I always chickened out every year that I was offered. So when I got Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23, I was like, hey, I have an idea. What if Fake James goes on the Fake Dancing with the Stars? Because I wanted to dance. Uh-huh. So I got to learn 20 seconds of a cha-cha. So that was like, okay, maybe I got it out of my system. And then all that time passed, and then I'd done Pose, which is nominated for an Emmy, and I was like, next, and I'd worked with HBO, and I'd worked all these super cool places, and I thought, you know what would be the most fun right now? Would be going on Dancing with the Stars.
Totally.
You know what? I don't care. I'm gonna do it. Mm-hmm. So there you go, 25-year-old me. I'm doing Dancing with the Stars, and I don't care what you think.
I still think you should have won. You're robbed.
Oh, thank you.
You were robbed.